Hello, and hello everyone, and I'd like to welcome you once again to the Old Farmhouse here in the village of Riof on the west coast of the island of Lewis in the Scottish Outer Hebrides. And it's a wild night out there now. I went out this after, the weather's been crazy here since Hogmanay. We had a fantastic Hogmanay here, but the weather's been wild. I went out this afternoon with my camera to take a couple of shots to let you see how wild it is out there. And we're actually in the old part of the old farmhouse here. And this old bit's kind of like my museum. It's kind of like the way it would have been in the 1850s. It's not really been changed much, and I just kind of left it that way. Got the peat fire on. Could you please welcome Murdo Tatty Face, who is going to be singing with me tonight, and he's got his wee drum there. In fact, okay, so we have a small technical problem. Which I may have to go and fix. Just give me a few seconds. So I'm back. We had a wee technical problem there. It's the weather out there. Everything's a bit kind of mad here at the moment. But could you please welcome to the old farmhouse Murdo Tatty Face, who's going to be singing with me, and he's got his drum there, and he's actually been on the drum since Hogmanay, and I don't know if you've noticed, but his face is getting redder and redder and redder. Anyway, I've got a few wee songs here I'm going to sing for you, and I'm going to start off with a wee song which I wrote up here, and there's a verse in it. Now, I've just been joined, my dear friend Finn Morrison has just arrived, and he is a crofter up the road here, about half a mile from here, and actually there's a verse in this song. When I've been coming up here for about the last 35 years, and I remember one of the early years I was up, Finn's brother Willie took me out in their old wooden boat out just for a wee trip around the coast, and it was a wooden boat that their father had used for fishing. And of course there's a reef just as you go out past Finn's croft, but you can't really tell. It's under the water. And of course, in Finn's father's day, there was no GPSs or any kind of things like that. So, and Willie was telling me that, he says, if you line up these two islands, he says, and there's a wee crack on that island, and when that lines up with that burn on the shore, and he was rowing the boat, and I was sitting at the front of the boat, and he was rowing it. He says, you should just about see the reef just about now. And it was perfect. The reef just appeared under the water, and he'd lined up the islands, and this was the way that the older folk were able to find out and remember where the good fishing places were. And I always remember that, so I wrote a little bit of that into this song. Anyway, so we'll have a wee go at it and see how we got on. I have been strengthened, me your distant sun. You fill my sails with winds to move me on, and on the swell of the great Atlantic Sea I find forgotten roots to steady me. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It wildly comes to me, unfolding endlessly. I have been opened, me the restless one. You give me paths of rock to walk upon, and in the shelter of the Trahane sand, you give me gentle shore on which to land. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It wildly comes to me, unfolding endlessly. When island signs meet with others from the shore, we sail through channels deep like those who've gone before. And in the clear of the Hebridean night, we turn her head round, sailing out of sight. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It wildly comes to me, unfolding endlessly. And now I can be free within these winds of change. It wildly comes to me, unfolding endlessly. that's my wee song, Distant Sun, and I'm going to continue. That's the song with a wee bit of verse in it about Finn's old, lovely old wooden boat, which no longer there, Finn, is it? No, but I've got fond memories of rowing it around the coast myself, actually. And these old wooden boats were beautifully made, you know, they have beautiful kind of lines, and they were so easy to row, you know. Anyway, I'm going to do this wee song, and it's just Hogmanay. And one of the things about Hogmanay, it's a sort of time for reflection, and I lost a lot of friends over the years, a lot of musician friends who I'd love to have been able to get old with and kind of hang about and sit up here and drink a few whiskies and tell about all the tales about being on tour and stuff and that. But sadly, the music business isn't very kind to people, and people, it's a difficult thing to kind of get through it. And so I lost a lot of friends, and they're not here anymore. But I wrote this wee song. I'll change it. So I just had to change the tuning. And although I've got my requests here now too, here we go. This is, that first song, Distant Sun, was for Julie Simmons from Castle Hill in Australia. I bet it's warmer in Castle Hill in Australia than it is here on Riof tonight. I don't know if you can hear the wind howling outside, and there's been horizontal sleet and hail all day. It's pretty scary. And this wee song's was requested for Robbie Prosser from Burwell in Cambridgeshire, in memory of his mum and also his friend Gloria, both of them who passed away this year, at this time of year. No, they passed away at this time of year. So I'm going to do this wee song for that reason as well, and we'll see how we get on. I'm just going to have a wee mouthful of this because I've got a wee bit of a tickle in my throat. You can't beat a wee glass of port and a peat fire. I've choked myself. Okay. Peat fire, this is going on. I've got some spare peats there to keep it going, maybe. So here we'll try this and see how we go on. So, old friends, we'll say goodbye. The journey's lost and gone, and I can barely recognize the road we traveled on. Lost inside the mists of time, the memories fade away. Oh, the story turned and you would leave. It turned and I would stay. Sometimes I hear the music when I wait for sleep to call. It gently fills that empty space that hides inside us all. Lost inside the mist of time, the memories fade away. Oh, the story turned and you would leave. It turned and I would stay. So I'll say a last goodbye and heal this heart of mine. I'll travel down some other road, some other dream to find. Lost inside the mists of time, the memories fade away. Oh, the story turned and you would leave. It turned and I would stay. You can sing that with me, he's chord track. Lost inside the mists of time, the memories fade away. Oh, the story turned and you would leave. It turned and I would stay. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song, Mists of Time, about my departed friends and the people that I wanted to get old with, and sadly they are no longer here. And now we're going to do a wee song with a chorus, and I couldn't, after the weather of the last few days, and after that wee video that I made for you earlier on, just to show you how wild it is just outside that door, I couldn't not do this show and not sing this song. And this is a wee song I wrote up here because the winds up here get so strong. The winds up here get so wild. I'm going to change guitars here. Actually, because I've got a minute now. And I'll put my other guitar down on the. This is the bench which I made. What's it called again, Finn? A boy. Boik. It's in Gaelic. It's all the old black houses, and all the old houses had one of these big long benches down one wall. And I went to the local museum and took some photographs of the one they have a really old one up there, and I made one for this old bit of the house, just so that we'd have a good place to sit in front of the peat fire. Anyway, this is a song for the Global Choir. We've done this lots of times before, but it's quite special to do it from up here with the winds howling outside the house here, and the horizontal sleet that's been, the horizontal snow that's happened this afternoon. And you sing, I feel so near to the howling of the winds, I feel so near to the crashing of the waves, I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. And it's such a wild place up here. And I remember talking to an old man, and he was saying to me, he says, oh, it's a very, very thin it's very, very thin place up here, up on the west coast of Ireland, Lewis. It's very, very, very thin. And I was saying, what do you mean by it being very thin? He says, oh, it's very, very thin up here. He says, the distance between the living and the dead is very small up here. And you do get a feeling like that, because today when I was out filming, you can feel nature right in your face, you know. I mean, I couldn't hardly get out of the car with my camera. It was just so wild. So you sing, I feel so near to the howling of the winds, I feel so near to the crashing of the waves, I feel so near to the flowers in the fields, I feel so near. Okay? And you will notice that I mentioned my dear friend Finn, who's going to join in with the chorus. You're going to do the chorus in Gaelic, Finn. How's the fire doing? Is Murdo still standing? Oh yeah, he's still standing. You'll find me sitting at this table with my friend Finn and my friend John. My friend Murdani tells us stories of things long gone, long gone. And we will take a glass together. The whiskey makes it all so clear. Fires our dulled imagination. And I feel so near, so near. I feel so near to the howling of the wind. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. That's what you sing? Well, we'll try it again. Go on. Make a bit of global choir noise on this one. I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. The old man looks out to the islands. He says this place is endless then. There's no real distance here to mention. We might all fall in, all fall in. No distance to the spirits of the living. No distance to the spirits of the dead. And as he turned, his eyes were shining, and he proudly said, make a bit of noise, I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. And so we build our tower constructions there to mark our place in time. We justify our great destructions as on we climb, on we climb. But now the journey doesn't seem to matter. The destination's faded out. We're gathering out along the headlands. I hear the children shout, go! I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so near. This is where you sing it on your own. This is where the global choir get into a wee bit of Hebridean singing here. On your own. I feel so near. Beautiful. I don't know if you can hear Jenny and Finn singing out the back there, but I think we'll do it again. You global choir can just follow Jenny and Finn. I feel so near. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic. One more time. I feel so near to the howling of the winds. I feel so near to the crashing of the waves. I feel so near to the flowers in the fields. I feel so well done. Well done. And that's my wee song about this wonderful place up here in Newig. And I'm going to finish off with this wee song. Somebody was sent me an email asking me about the socks that are hanging here. And I'll have to tell you about the socks because they're very precious to me because they were knitted by a lovely local lady that lived in the village here when we came up here 35 years ago called Flora. And she was a beautiful woman. And every time I came up, Flora MacDonald, and every time I came up, she knitted me up. She would present me with a pair of socks, beautifully hand-knitted Hebridean, proper woolly socks. And I think she passed away a few years ago, but I think she was about 84, wasn't she? Was she 80? 90. Was she 90? 94. 94. And 4 years ago, yeah, she was 94. 5 years ago. She was 94, but her mother was 110. And it was amazing. And I remember, and she lived down in Scalpy, and I remember talking to her one time, and I was saying, "So, Flora, how's your mum?" And she's gone, "Oh, Mum's fine. She was on the phone today. She's just talking all about the soaps and things and that, you know." She was 110 at this point. And she says, she was on the phone all day. She was talking about all the soaps and what was going on. She says, "Oh," she says, "I think God's forgotten about her." and I laughed about that. And so I had never had I've never been able to wear the socks, so I've saved them here and hung them up on the wire. Right, so I'm going to do this wee song. Now, Feel So Near was requested. I've got requests for here. Maisie Fitzharris. Now, Maisie's an old. I've been watching our shows for. And it's also for in the memory of her husband, Andy, who was a real fan of the streams. I don't think he missed one, actually. And I don't know whether Maisie's okay or whether she's watching, but I was singing that for him because I think that was one of his favourites. This song is I thought because it was kind of New Year and just been a few days away from Hogmanay, it's a kind of time for reflection, that I'd sing one of my very, very early songs. And this is a song I must have written in my late teens. And I used to play it at the Blairgowrie Folk Club one night. And it was for, somebody requested it. It was Warren Wigotow from Maryland in the USA. Now this one might have been in Duncan's hat for a while. It might have been in the request hat for a while. But anyway, we'll have a wee go now. And this is, so this is going way back. And I thought it was quite nice to kind of finish off this show with something as old as that. It's called Till Tomorrow, and Duncan does a particularly good harmony on this one, so I thought it would be a nice thing to finish with. And I'm going to have another wee glass of this. And I'll have to throw a couple of peats on the fire. Excuse me. I'll show you the peat. This is peats, which has been keeping the people warm on these islands for thousands of years. And this is cut by my very own fair hand. And it's a wonderful process. And the way that you do it is you cut the top piece of turf off and you place it down below the bank to continue growing, so that the peat bank is continually kind of being allowed to kind of grow. And it's not like these big machines that take the peat off, but there's a wonderful sort of technique that most of the island people have, because they relied on peat, and so they looked after the peat banks. Anyway, that's so we'll throw a couple of them on there, and just to keep it going, because me and Finn might have a few songs once we've finished the stream. And here we go. So let's have a wee go at this. Okay. Lift up your glass to tomorrow. Say your own sad farewells for today. For how can parting be such a sweet sorrow, when you can't find the right words to say? Oh, I can see I will have to be moving. I've been standing out here for too long, but I know all the friends I'll be losing, I will see them again further on. There's a time when crying comes easy, when there's more to be lost than be won. And I know that tomorrow might see me on the other side of the sun. And I've been looking in every direction for the places that I used to know, but on making a closer inspection, I noticed I didn't know which way to go. So we'll finish our glasses together, and then we know we can no longer hide, and the silence will linger forever. It is there and it helps you decide, oh, that it's not as it seemed in the stories that you made when you wanted to dream. So you pick up your pieces before you find out that you might have been left in between. Thank you very much, and that's my wee song Till Tomorrow, which brings us to the end of our wee half an hour here from the west coast of the Outer Hebrides in Scotland, from the wee village of Riof. Now, I talk about it as being a village, but I think there's only, how many would there be? 15 houses in Riof, 14 houses in the original Crofton Township of Riof. Anyway, all that's left for me to do now is to thank Mr. Tattyface, Murdo Tattyface for singing with me tonight and his lovely baritone voice. He might not quite got the words right, but he has had a lot of drama since Hogmanay, so we can give him we can make an allowances for him. Thanks to Finn, Morrison, and Jenny for being here, and Jenny for pressing the buttons, and Finn for helping me with the songs. It's still howling a gale out there. The forecast is for the next couple of days it's going to kind of calm down, but it's I don't know if you can hear it on the microphones. I should really have put a microphone outside the old part of the farmhouse here so that you could hear it. But anyway, hope you're all looking after each other. These are pretty crazy times we're living in, but as long as we're all looking after each other and staying cheery, smiling like a tatty face, and holding each other up, then that's all we can do, isn't it? So I'll see you again next week, and we're going to still be in Lewis next week, so it'll be another wee show from the old farmhouse here. So have a great week, and I'll see you then. I have a night-night.